Good morning. The high impactful event that moved through the Northeast is moving offshore this morning with snowfall totals from upwards of 11 inches in some areas. New York City didn't do that great. They got a couple inches of maybe, but it was very spotty where the totals were. And we have the atmospheric river moisture going to couple up with a deep low pressure develop in the upper Midwest with a highly impactful event moving through the region Sunday night into Monday. And my name is Tim Ealer. I'm a meteorologist, and hope you all have a good weekend so far. And hope you feel better than I do. I'm got bronchitis or something like that. So hope y'all give me some grace with my hacking and coughing here. And like my video if you like it, subscribe, share with your friends, and let's get started. And here's an updated graphic from this morning for the winter storm upcoming here for the upper Midwest. Strong system will rapidly intensify, bringing a cold front through with blizzard whiteout conditions, especially in the upper UP and Michigan. Lake enhanced snow, blowing snow, whiteout conditions. Monday, locally heavy snow is forecast for parts of western New York, northern Pennsylvania behind a cold front. And hazardous ice is anticipated here in these areas Sunday through early Tuesday, with the highest chances up here in the upper Midwest, Canada, parts of northern New York, parts of Massachusetts, New England, right, and parts of interior Pennsylvania. And wind gusts, this is the only threat. Wind gusts over 40 miles per hour, bitterly cold temperatures. Wind chills as cold as -20 are likely in North Dakota and northern Minnesota after the cold front pushes through. As far as current hazards, we have a lot going on this morning, especially with dense fog here. We got a flood watch also into western New York here, which is probably due to the flooding concerns with this system moving through the next day or so. And the dense fogs, there's fog everywhere here, guys. Just stagnant air, moisture overrunning, moisture at the low levels. Okay, so quite, dense fog can be dangerous, especially when it's really thick. So be careful out there today. Winter weather advisory still in the east, and winter storm warnings. These will likely be dropped as the system moves out today. High wind warning in the parts of North Dakota and South Dakota. We also have winter storm warnings, winter storm watches out west here in the Cascades, Intermountain West, and looks like a high wind warning or wind advisory down here in the Four Corners region in the desert Southwest. As far as short-term hazards, there's a lot going on this map. This is valid the 29th through the 2nd, day to 3 to 7 U.S. hazards outlook. Heavy snow in the Sierra Nevada mountains. Heavy rain maybe in Southern California again, the 1st through the 2nd. Heavy snow in southwest Texas, interestingly enough. That's very unusual, I would think. Hazardous cold up into Alaska, heavy snow, heavy rain up here. That frost freeze with the colder temps here along the Gulf Coast. High winds in the Appalachians with a cold front coming through. And the heavy snow, freezing rain, high winds, heavy snow, all kind of different things going on here. And hazardous cold way up north here in North Dakota and Minnesota, 31st through the 2nd. So as far as the local area forecast for the next few days, high in the 70s on Monday, high in the 60s. This is for the metro Atlanta area, and the bottom drops out for a few days and warms up, but quite cold Tuesday and Wednesday morning. So, and temperatures will be around 15 to 20 degrees above average through Sunday, with a minimal amount of precipitation. But then much cooler temperatures will move in to end 2025. Here's the 7-day forecast from the National Weather Service in Atlanta for the Georgia area. North and central Georgia, high 70 to 80 today, lows 55 to 60 tonight. About the same tomorrow, a little bit cooler tomorrow. Isolated rain showers, partly cloudy. Looks like cloudy today. Tomorrow, light rain showers. High 50, Monday, high 50 to 75, lows 40 to 60. Tuesday, mostly sunny, highs 35 to 50, depending on where you're at. Far to the north, it'll be a lot colder, of course. Lows 15 to 35 Fahrenheit. New Year's Eve, 45 to 55 with highs. Lows 15 to 30, still very cold. New Year's Day, warming up some. Generally 40s in the north, 60s in the south, and lows in 20s to 30s. And this is the forecast for today, showing, the wide range of temperatures here. Nearing 80 for the south, nearing 70 up north here, with partly cloudy skies to mostly sunny to the east here. Low temperatures tonight, as we talked about, in the 50s generally. All right, with the exception of Atlanta, maybe being a little bit warmer due to the urban heat island, and maybe a small chance of precip on the eastern border between us and Georgia and South Carolina. Tomorrow, generally a little bit cooler, but not much, right? 70s to near 80 in the South Georgia. Rain chances increase tomorrow. All right, so although not heavy rains not expected. As far as the longer term temperatures, you can see through 7 days where we're at, and then warming up some, maybe above normal for a brief period of time, then near normal temperatures. Looking in the forecast right now, with maybe some below normal lows here. We'll just have to see how this plays out. Still quite a bit of uncertainty getting this far out, so we'll fine tune the forecast as we get closer. So what's driving our weather here, guys? When we look at 500 millibars, this gives us a good idea of the heights aloft, right, at the mid levels, and gives us a good idea where the warmer temps are aloft and the colder temps are aloft. And your eye is drawn to this feature right here. This is 7 p.m. today. This mid-level feature moving through the flow, right? And you have a high pressure at the mid-levels down the south, which is leading to our warm weather. And you see the exiting system here in the east, and you can just barely make out a really intense, what you call a Greenland block up here, blocking the progression after this system moves through this system, right? When you have a high pressure aloft this far north up here like this, it keeps this system, the mid-level feature, from moving too much. If we take this through time, we can see what happens here. You have ridge of high pressure build over the west coast, which keeps them out of precip for a while. And you see the Greenland high up here, and you have the 500 millibar heights deepening here. Now you have purples, which is this is like 28 dam, which means it's way below normal, right? You get the greens, that's extreme, right? So when you get in the green like this, you have a strong northerly flow, cold air, and we talked about this, pushing through the flow here, right? And out west, we still got high pressure at the mid levels, and the high pressure in to the east here of this system just maintains itself. You see the system kind of just spins around here. Not kind of, it does. It weakens some, which I would expect, right? But then further out, roughly like 12, 11 days from now, this model is depicting a deep trough digging along the southeast coast, which if this plays out, we could have a nor'easter on our hands here with this blocking in place over here. Although this is pretty far out. If we compare it to the European ensemble, which EuroAI is based off of, it pretty much shows the same thing here, guys. So let's look at the GFS. GFS has a much deeper trough here. It's deeper in terms of elongated here, and once you bring cold air further south, which is pretty, let's go to 6Z, it's running. Pretty common for the GFS to be colder than it should, and it doesn't want to bring the mid-level feature as far south here. Let's go back to the EuroAI. There's this feature, and there's this feature here. Spins offshore here. Looks like some leftover energy in the southern stream, right? And it'd be interesting to see if this plays out with the blocking in place here. If we look at, let's just go back to surface and see what, yeah, so, you know, it's hard to predict exact things right now, but there's agreement, at least between the two Euro models, that we could have something going on here. Now, let's, for comparison's sake, yeah, you go back one run, it's further to the west, the AI model, but it's still there, okay? Go back to the Euro. It doesn't go that far out. We have to go one run back. Yeah, so it still has a system off the coast here. Excuse me. So in the shorter term, what are we looking at? I'm liking to use, I like to use a NAM here because a NAM handles warm nose, warm air aloft better than other models. Although, let's see here. It's depicting this pretty well. 7 a.m. with the snow here and some rain and snow in the Intermountain West, and the system moving here in the upper Midwest. Moisture streaming through. Ice, snow far to the north here. Low develops in the central U.S. and moves to the northeast. You see heavy rainfall expected here in these areas. All right, and right behind this system, on the back side here, you got possibility for heavy snow in these areas. And this is tomorrow night, tomorrow at 3 p.m. So I think it'd be worthwhile tomorrow going over the potential snowfall totals. I think right now, this morning, I'm not going to do that, but you can see on the onset, we may have some freezing precip on the eastern side of this. In the back side, you see the mid-level, upper-level feature and the low pressure really deepening here. So warm air is going to stream to the north. This system will intensify, especially on the back side, okay? Move up into Canada with heavy snow, Milwaukee, Chicago, Sault Ste. Marie, with potential for severe weather. We talked about that in the Mississippi Valley. It looks like the northeast is going to be just some rainfall and not much of that, right? This is where the model lands, becomes a 974 millibar low. And you have a disturbance down here that maybe wants to bring some snow into the El Paso area. They look at temperatures here. Kind of cold down here. You can see where the cold front pushes through, right? This is where the temperatures really tank Monday. Now, go back to the AI, your AI here. Temperatures doesn't show detailed here. You can see where the coldest temps are, approaching -5 air temperature up here in North Dakota, Minnesota. Texas is warm once again, and colder temps stay bottled up to the northeast really, and that low that's up there is going to take a while. The mid-level feature is going to take a while to get out of here. So Going to have multiple, maybe rounds of different storms moving through the flow here. Northwest flow impacting the areas in the coming days. As far as the excessive rainfall, this is the only day, which is tomorrow, where we're outlining a marginal risk into parts of Chicago, parts of Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, uh, excuse me, the Cleveland area, Pennsylvania, Buffalo, and most of these areas have bare ground right now, and so heavy rainfall with the moisture associated with the atmospheric river will be combining to develop a 970 millibar low that will move to the north here, and along this warm front, elevated convection to lead to flooding concerns because the soil is not able to absorb the rain effectively, all right, because it's there's not a lot of vegetation right now. Now, as part of that, we have a severe risk here. As the cold front strengthens and moves to the south here, we have a low probability wind threat and tornado threat here. So the wind threat is within this whole area, parts of Ohio, Kentucky, Arkansas, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, with a smaller tornado risk here. And the Storm Prediction Center has said that there's quite a bit of uncertainty whether we can get surface-based convection going based on the thermal profiles. Kinematics, which means winds in the atmosphere, will be favorable, but not a lot of instability to work with this time of year. So we'll have to see if that can be overcome. And maybe we'll get a little more clarity as we get closer to the event here. As far as the longer term 8 to 14 day hazards outlook, anticipating a return of moisture to the west coast and the desert southwest, and maybe to the southeast here in the deep south as we start off the new year. Slight risk of heavy snow up here in UP Michigan and parts of the upper Midwest. Slight risk of heavy snow in the Cascades and Sierra Nevada the 3rd through the 7th. Slight risk of high winds the 3rd and the 4th here along the west coast, and also into parts of Texas, Oklahoma, up into the plains here, right on the front range of the Rockies, and in Alaska here. Hazardous temperatures going to be bone chilling cold here in Alaska the first part of January. And we talk about temperatures, a 6 to 10 day and 8 to 14 day temperature and precip outlook. This was issued yesterday. Looking to be below normal up to the north here, the first part of January. Above normal temps, interestingly enough, further to the south here with the ridge being suppressed, but Texas is unbelievably warm. And we'll go over temperatures too as we talk about this. 6 to 10 day precip outlook. We're getting some relief here in the southeast with the drought. Desert southwest looks to maybe have some flooding concerns. Near normal chances of precip in South Texas, below normal into Florida, which has been the theme for this year. Been very dry there. And near normal precip outlook along the eastern seaboard. Warming up, ridge of high pressure moves a little further to the east here. And this kind of resembles the long-term outlook they showed for the 3 to 4 week outlook with near normal temps expected in the northern tier of the U.S. along the west coast, below normal in Alaska, above normal in Hawaii. Precip expected to be above normal for most of the nation with higher confidence out here in the desert southwest. Near normal along the northern west coast here in California coastline and parts of Oregon. Near normal to above normal to below normal, depending on where you are in Alaska, and above normal again in Hawaii. And this is new, issued yesterday, 3 to 4 week temperature outlook covering most of January. So above normal temps for a good portion of the U.S. with the exception of the northern tier. maybe be below, equal chances in between, and maybe above normal up here in parts of Maine, Hawaii, above normal. And maybe Alaska will warm up some, but in the southern tier, it is trending towards below normal temp. That's all I got for today, guys. Appreciate you watching, and God bless.